What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another reaction. Feel free to skip this intro as this is going to be a bit of an ad for Patreon because this video is going to be originally an early access reaction as Twice is a big staple in my Patreon content, as on Saturdays we react to Twice, Stray Kids, and Blackpink. We checked out so much of Twice, whether it's 16, Seize the Light, Time to Twice. We already finished the Spring Picnic season all the way back to their first season to Spring Picnic. We blew by all of the seasons rather quickly because I kind of like made the promise to try and get caught up as fast as possible. And even with a few kind of like bumps in the road, I still managed to get through everything rather quickly. Plus, enjoying the fuck out of the content really helps a lot. And in falling in love with these girls even more. But seeing as I'm kind of like closing the gap on Time to Twice, I felt like it would be a pretty decent idea to actually use the Saturday slot on Patreon as an early access reaction and kind of like incorporate more Twice content. And every once in a while on Patreon, I'm going to be doing an early access reaction for some of Twice's music videos, incorporating both title tracks and Japanese releases as well. So hopefully everyone likes the idea. Obviously, there's the idea of doing more album reactions, and honestly, album reactions is a bit of a sore subject for me at the moment. I'm having an incredibly hard time with album reactions. It took me way longer than it should have to get into the latest album with Idol, and I finally recorded that reaction, and I don't know if it's already going to be available, whether on by the time this video gets released on Patreon or on YouTube. Hopefully by then it would be, but it takes a while, and I still have the ATEEZ album reaction as well. So eventually, obviously, we will get to the B-sides, to the albums and everything else. But at the moment, I'm focusing on their title tracks and some of the music videos. And on Patreon, I'm probably going to, in the future, include live performances, stuff that I can't really share on YouTube due to copyright strikes. Probably gonna leave that out. Maybe some dance performances to these videos. It's something that I could include in the future, but for now we're focusing on just the music videos. So we're checking out Likey, Heart Shaker, and Kura Kura, which is the Japanese release. I'm very, very excited. So without further ado, let's get into it. And if you want to see some of my Twice reactions that I mentioned in this video and more, check out the Patreon, and let's get into it. Oh, whoa. So I obviously know the chorus of this song. Oh my god. Oh my god. This. Oh. Nice masculine transition. Aww. Oh, okay. Oh. This chorus sounds euphoric. Aww. I really fell in love with Momo's voice. Hi, too. Oh, Mina. Nice. Wait, hold up. That was a cool transition, first of all, and it's almost like the spark that is going out as the train is passing, like time, the train, basically being late to the train, life is passing you by, and also like that spark. As the lyrics say, I just keep on staring. I can't say anything, not being able to expose yourself. In terms of your emotions, I also thought that like some of the lyrics in terms of like putting the BB cream and pulling up the zipper, tightening the waist, like trying to be perfect. For a second there, I felt like maybe there was a little bit of like maybe commentary, but it's just maybe we'll talk about it a little bit later. Maybe I'll see something else, but damn. Changyoung's earphones are glowing, right? Adding that little smoke, such a beautiful touch. Oh. Oh. Can we take it back? I did not expect that switch up. I usually hate when people dab because it's bad for your health, but it was cute. Look at Momo go. Look at all of them go. Sun is just breathtaking. All of them are just incredible here. What the? They're adorable. Oh yeah, me Likey a lot. That was amazing. That was... The chorus just feels like a trip. Like it feels so incredibly euphoric, and yet, like I talked about it so many times, like Twice can sing in a manner that sounds just like you listen to the song, if you were to listen to it like blinded or something, blindfolded, not blinded. If you were to listen to it without watching the music video, without knowing anything, you would just be like, man, this is a cute song. It's super fun. I love the drop with Dion and Chaeyoung. That was really, really cool. I did not expect that switch up. But then Twice, as always, have like this knack to make a song that feels super positive, but yet is filled with like these very relatable moments of feeling down. Literally like right before Momo went into that dance break, it's one moment I'm crying, one moment I'm dancing in excitement or something like that. Not many, if any, can really like convey these kinds of messages in such a way that make you smile and yet still hit you in the feels, which I guess is a bit of a pun. I feel like this song again like conveys a lot of emotions in such a positive way that it almost makes you forget that there's something a little bit darker in it. Gio's spark literally is about to go out as it then transitions to the train, to Nayeon, and the red light as the train is passing, and it's like it's like, as Gio says, I just keep on staring. I can't say anything. It's like in my head, the light is red, so I can't say anything. I'm stopping at my tracks. And then with Nyan, it's almost like they went from the train that is passing Gio and Nyan to then being on that train. Instead of letting life pass me by, I'm just going to let you know how I actually feel. As they say, come a little closer, see how I feel. And then they literally, we see like the tunnel. We see the light at the end of the tunnel, which was really, really cool too. It's like seeing the positivity. Chang is literally wearing a yellowish, almost like a yellow shirt, which is almost like sunshine. It's like feeling positive in a way. I feel like also the lyrics almost like convey feelings of being lost in another person. Like literally, I'm sulking because you're not responding. I finally got my answer. And then Chang, even though she's in black, which like conveys like being in a phase of like darkness and depression, she says, one moment I'm crying, then I'm dancing with excitement. It's almost like going through ups and downs of like being confused about who I am in a way. But then once Momo breaks into that dance, it was almost like an expression of everything that I feel at this moment. Like just expressing myself to the fullest. I'm happy. This is my art. This is who I am, and I'm not hiding it anymore. Which then conveys a much more fuller message of not just being someone's being affectionate towards someone and wanting them to like you, but just wanting to be liked by myself. Because literally Changyan is passing by almost like this store that has a bunch of clothes in it, and the lyrics literally say like something along the lines of like, there's so many clothes, like I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know how am I supposed to dress. I'm supposed to be perfect. I'm supposed to put the BB cream on. I'm supposed to tighten up the zipper. I'm supposed to tighten the waist. I'm supposed to be absolutely perfect, but in reality, I'm not happy. I may look like I'm perfect, but I'm doing something for someone else, not for me. Momo's verse, like she literally says, "Pose for the camera, aren't I pretty? Like I look pretty, but on the inside, I'm actually kind of miserable. I'm confused. I don't know what to do." This song was absolutely freaking beautiful, and even like the lyrics, when you see this, make a smile and press hard. It's like you who's watching this and is confused, just be happy with yourself. Don't try to be happy for someone else. Which is kind of interesting. It's almost like we talked about it in the most recent BTS reaction, as far as like dreaming of materialistic things. Once you achieve those things, once you got the house, once you got the car, you're still empty on the inside. So you're just going to be living, a shell of yourself, but in a fancy house with a fancy car, but you got nothing on the inside. Same kind of here. Before trying to have someone complete you, just complete yourself first, and then look for someone to just add to you. Inside the small screen, I want to be the prettiest, the cell phone screen, like the selfie cameras and all that kind of stuff. Yet still, I hide my feelings. Like you don't know how I'm feeling behind that photo. You hit like or whatever. You see twice on the surface on Instagram, for example. Like we talked about twice, whether it's on Patreon or in some of my YouTube reactions, we talked about their struggles and all that kind of stuff. There's so much pain that can be hidden inside behind that smile, and they're trying so hard, much like Chongyang here says, it takes so much effort to get the perfect look, but on the inside I'm kind of like fucking miserable. So yeah, this was a really beautiful song with so many really cool symbolisms. And like literally Nyan says, I go on pretending to be happy, much like that selfie that you see of me on Instagram, smiling, thinking I have a wonderful day. But in reality, the choreography, the dancing choreography, like this part is just the choreography here is so adorable. It's such a Twice choreography. It's just beautiful. I don't really know what else to say here. I also like the moments when they are together. It's almost like they complete each other. Like Twice as a group, it is perfect the way that they are, because they all know how much each of them struggled. 16, for example, and even Diane's verse. I feel melancholy today. Pretend I'm not. Just over and over again, expressing the feelings, even as they are on this train, which is kind of like supposed to represent the light at the end of the tunnel, the train that passed me by that I'm on, mentally, like trying to express myself. But yet still there's something dark in it, because one day I'm happy, one day I'm sad, the next day I'm dancing in excitement, much like the lyric said. I really, really love this song. This almost feels like, in a way, kind of a related song to Feel Special. Feel Special obviously had more of an adult vibe to it in terms of the subject matter, but this song is not really that far from, have just being happy with yourself instead of trying to, look for happiness in someone else's, acceptance of you, and just, be living in a world where you're kind of like confused about what you should do, how you should look, your feelings that you have to suppress because you don't feel like anyone would care, like your feelings are not valid. So you just feel like shit, but you pretend to be happy. Feel Special obviously had much more adult themes in terms of like feeling in a very dark place, much darker, and having someone to make you feel special. But I still feel like there's a little bit of that in a song like Likey. And honestly, instantly, based on this first listen, I only heard like originally I only knew of the likey part in the chorus. I had no idea about like the first portion of the chorus, and instantly the song almost like became like a top 5 for me with Twice songs, I feel like, at least based on the first impression so far. But this was absolutely incredible. I loved so many of these symbolisms, like visually was really, really beautiful. The choreography, the enthusiasm, Chang in a black hoodie was really, really amazing. And it's hard not to fall for these girls and really kind of like root for them. So I really, really enjoyed this song. This is definitely one of my favorite Twice songs at this moment. Let's move on to the next one, which is going to be Heart Shaker. I wish. Oh my god, that's adorable. Nice chandelier. Yeah, I love Gia. Oh, Sana. Nice transition. Oh. Hi. Oh. Wait, instrumentally, like this little drop, this switch up kind of like reminds me. It's like a very far relative of like Queen of Hearts or something. Like the drums. Sana's interaction with Changyang almost feels like a blooper that they just decided to leave in. That's how authentic, like, the love that they have for each other is. It's absolutely wholesome AF. Chungyung's reaction seems very real and authentic. Oh, it's almost like tied, but wait, does that mean that we were bound to be together or something? Was that kind of like that was an interesting choreography, and every time I see this, I'm instantly reminded of Set Me Free. Interesting. Aww. Joke's on you, I already love you. I love the camera work, or the editing rather. Well, we got twice doppelgangers. Holy, oh, okay. I just had a Stray Kids Circus, flashback. Damn. Holy smokes, that was amazing. It's also fun that they eventually, it's kind of funny, before they were in a room that they were almost like in the supermarket kind of section. They were in this section that is almost like the behind the curtain part, like the back room, and then they eventually go outside, but it says station, almost like a train station, the same train that they potentially were in the previous music video, where they saw the light at the end of the tunnel. I kind of wonder, like, you can easily, I guess, kind of like connect those two together. Maybe I'm taking it too far. I'm not really sure, but up until I saw like two versions of Twice, I just thought it was a really fun song that kind of like expresses feelings of love, whether it's in a romantic way or like just further emphasizes the Twice's relationship that they have with each other or with the fans, whatever you want, which way you want to go. But now seeing the two versions of Twice, I actually didn't realize that there's two versions of them up until the very freaking end. Okay, so I actually had to look some stuff up online, but I kind of, without even thinking too much about it, because we literally just watched Likey, so it was rather easy to piece those two together with the station at the end of Heartshaker. But some people already connected the dots, apparently. In terms of the two versions of Twice, it's almost like the uncertain version of Twice in Likey that is kind of like on and off, and one day I'm happy, one day I'm sad. And then a version of Twice in Heartshaker that is almost like the positive side, that is very much optimistic, much like Mina's verse. In the end, you'll be wanting me, you'll love me, and I hope that you'll, Geo says, I hope so dearly for you to be like me. Like, this song is much more optimistic in the sense that just say how you feel and don't hold back. Whereas in Likey, like literally the scene with Geo and then Nyan with the train station, with the train passing them by, it's like the spark that is about to blow out, the train that is passing you by. It's almost like that video emphasized feelings of there's so much on my mind, so much that I want to say, but I'm afraid. So I'm just going to keep it all bottled up because I don't know how to express myself in a way that, here it feels like no matter what anyone thinks, just express yourself, just say you love this person or something, just express those feelings. We see like the constant hearts, whether it's in the apartment, in the train, everything is heart. So it's almost like love is always on the mind of Twice. Even the floors are heart patterns, which I thought was really, really cool too. Like them going from the train to a supermarket, to the back rooms of the supermarket, to the outside of the train station. It's almost like they came out of that train, and now it's almost like the two versions of Twice, which is like the version of me that is afraid, the version of me that is pessimistic and optimistic. Both are just accepting of each other, and it's like coexisting, because the chorus is literally says, even if it seems weird, I can't help it because I fell for you. So it's almost like, don't be afraid of letting your feelings be known. So I feel like that's a really cool, almost like a deeper element within this music video that creates a really nice connection, and just a beautiful storyline from Likey to Heartshaker. So it's like it's the version of Twice that wouldn't hesitate to express how they feel, versus the version of Twice that is anything but confident to express those feelings because they are afraid. So then at the end, it's like both versions of Twice are dancing and coexisting, and I love the camera work. I absolutely adore the choreography. It's so incredibly cute. The song itself, it kind of like threw me off. It was so adorable, and so introduced herself. It was so fucking adorable, and just in general, like this song is like it's like a shot of antidepressant straight into your vein, which is something that I said about Twice many times. I feel like let's move on to the final song in this reaction, which is going to be a Japanese release, Kura Kura. I think it's how I'm supposed to pronounce it. I guess we'll see once the song starts, and hopefully this song doesn't get the video blocked altogether, because my latest reaction with Misamo got blocked, unfortunately. So maybe by the time that you guys see this video, it's going to be unblocked. But for the time being, unfortunately, Japanese releases are not necessarily the greatest for YouTube reaction. So we'll see how it all kind of like goes. Maybe worst case scenario, I'll have to blur the video. I think it won't get to that point. I think a dispute would probably lift the block that might happen with this one. In any case, let's move on to the final music video in today's reaction. Very, very excited. Oh my god. This might be my favorite outfit that I've ever checked out in a Twice music video. Maybe. We still have Set Me Free, which had a lot of like amazing stuff, but what the? This is not what I expected at all, and I already knew to expect something different. It's so grand. A blooming flower? Oh my lord. What a beautiful cinematography. Whoa. Oh my god. Nayeon. Gio looks amazing. Hi. Wait, hold up. That was such a dark visual with Changyeon, holy shit. And we already on top of a dark visual with her being stuck in that glass box, not being able to escape, but almost like, oh my god, this is so symbolic because the glass is it's a glass box, so everyone can see you struggle. Okay, so I don't want to take it too dark because the glass box with Changyeon and the shot of her in the dark is giving me almost like very depressing vibes, like something very, very bad that is about to happen, because the glass boxes, it almost like reminds me of Hyunjin's scene in Lonely Street, for example, where he was also in a glass box. Like he was basically, it was like a representation of being looked at as like the pretty face, but he wants to be so much more, which obviously he was already much more than that, but it's almost like your fears and insecurities being out there in the open. I'm not sure if this is just from a perspective of like a love song and what love makes me do, that I'm in a box, but it's transparent, so you can see all of my feelings and I'm stuck in there. Or if there's something a little bit darker in there, because I don't know how far does Changyeon goes as far as like some of her personal struggles, and if there's any like symbolism to that. I don't want to take it too dark. I just want to keep it within the context of this music video, which is like, I'm losing all of control. I don't know who I am and what I'm doing because this love drives me crazy and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. Let's continue with this music video, and I don't want to take it too dark. But this is freaking incredible. And apparently, while looking for the meaning of Kura Kura in terms of like what it means in Japanese, apparently it means something like dizzy. As far as like love is making me dizzy, as far as like literally the beginning, losing all control and whatnot. So even though the song does have a very like romantic implications, also like the flowers blooming and all that kind of stuff, it is very much an emphasis of a very extravagant feeling that you have towards someone. I won't go too far with that, but very romantic just in general. Overall, those feelings of love and passion, like the scene with Sui, like drowning in your love, in the passion, losing myself as I'm literally neck deep in this love. The scene with Cheon is also really, really interesting. Plus, when Mina says it occupies my mind 24/7, as it almost like transitions to the nighttime, and then we see Cheon. She talks about, no matter what, I keep messing up. It isn't like me. Like, love makes me do things that are uncharacteristic of me. So I'm stuck in my car at the middle of the night thinking of whatever the fuck could happen, and why am I making the choices that I'm making. Jijo looks incredible. Holy shit. Okay, not to let's not take the scenes too dark with what I thought it was with Changyeon, because a glass box is also like a glass of emotions in this context, in terms of like, you see everything that I'm going through because I can't hide myself from you. I'm stuck in a box, but it's still transparent, so you still see all of my suffering. In context of a relationship, I feel like this idea kind of fits as well. Damn, son. God damn. Okay. Damn. That was amazing. The scene with Cheong in the car is really, really fucking symbolic too. It's absolutely beautiful, number one, but also like representing like feelings of the chaos and the madness, as literally there's a thunderstorm. Like the thunderstorm is like the equivalent of the storm that is brewing inside of her. Is that a cherry that Diana's? No, those are grapes. So grapes can symbolize joy, fertility, and abundance. There's also a meaning saying that a popular interpretation is that when you eat grapes in your dream, it may mean that there will be an unexpected yet pleasant changes in your life. Let's take it back. Sorry.
君にもこのマジック届いてよほらきっと同じ気持ちでしょ知らんぷりずるいよ覚えてるはずきっと目と目合った feeling 勘違いじゃない夢の瞬間があるのならこのときめきがそうでしょ導かれるように
That almost looked like a trip, like a high. Damn. Drowning in passion. That choreography is so cool. Oh my god, Momo. That's the passion. And now it, oh my god, that's so symbolic. And everything, oh my god, that is so cool. The heart's fluttering. Likey. She's a fucking princess. Oh my god. Is she about to shatter the glass? I love this part so much. It's so epic. Oh my god, that was so fucking symbolic. Like jumping, running, like face first, head first, body first into this love that is burning, the passion and everything, like the symbolism. Sana just feeling almost like elated, like feeling euphoric almost, basically, as her scenes are incredibly like warm. The phone is actually red, which is like the color of love and passion. Everything just gets elevated. The burning of the candle, Tsui just diving into the water. The interesting part is that like I'm kind of blanking out on Chungyoung's scene because everything around her, like that glass box, almost like crystallizes. So I'm kind of like wondering if maybe for some of them the love did not succeed, the relationship did not succeed potentially. I'm not really sure. Mina is putting her back up against the wall and it starts to get cracked, which was also really interesting. I feel like those little cuts from all of the various emotions, from the fire that is burning, that is passion, to the thunderstorm that is almost like chaos and like tears potentially, as literally the scene with Chaeyoung, everything is like, it's raining like crazy, diving into drowning in your love with Sui. That was really cool. Momo is basically jumping into the fire that is this love, and the fire represents passion but also danger, but she's going head first into it. Nayeon, like the transition into her eyes, and then everything around them starts to bloom much like the flowers, and then the heart itself blooms. If one thing is for sure is that all of the girls feel the same way with all of the flowers blooming all around them in that scene that leads to Nayeon's eye. So all of them feel the same about the love, but does the love hit them the same way back? And do they receive the same kind of love that they're willing to give? Because this song is from their point of view, and from their perspective, they're losing all senses, the heart and soul. They're getting out of control, and they're almost like willing to risk it all. So I thought that was really, really interesting. But I'm still not sure if all of them get that happy ever after kind of ending. Likey instantly became a top 5. I think Kura Kura might be like a top 3, and I'm having a hard time not putting it there after a first listen. Like that epic section with the loose control and everything, it's just so unlike anything that I ever expected from Twice. It was amazing. This is definitely one of the most memorable songs by Twice that I've ever checked out. And visually, this is one of the prettiest music videos I think I've ever checked out by Twice. And that's after something like Set Me Free, which was incredibly stylish. But this one, the cinematography, the set design, everything was just, the symbolism. It was so beautiful, and it was like it was just a perfect interpretation of what love can do to you. It was incredibly mature, but still incredibly tasteful. I really, really enjoyed it, and all the girls look so fucking phenomenal here. Absolutely incredible stuff. I don't know what else to say. This was amazing, and probably out of these 3 music videos that we checked out, this was probably my favorite song. Likey was incredible. Heartshaker was just an antidepressant. And I feel like if you listen to Likey, you should listen to Heartshaker, almost like connected as one music video altogether. But Kura Kura was just... Kura Kura is no fucking joke. It was honestly... I'm going to listen to it again later on, and I'm going to edit this video and probably listen to the song 10 times over. But I feel like at the moment it's top 3, at the very least top 5 Twice songs that I've ever checked out. Holy shit. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, check out the Patreon if you want to see some exclusive reactions, including some Twice content, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, guys. See ya.